Okay, so like I mentioned in the last video, I was feeling like so much in my inner spirit that this is not what you signed up for. And, mentally I knew it, internally I knew it, intuitively I knew it. And then I was just like in such a place of surviving on a day to day and doing my best to work out, doing my best to stay healthy. I've been taking, like I said, like supplements. My acupuncturist, Rebecca Cates in Berkeley, California, love her. But she had given me these supplements and this tincture and all these things just boost my immune system and keep it up. So surprisingly, I did really well. As far as when I first came here, I stayed away from drinking the water, anything like that, and just kind of watched, what I ate and just make sure I was doing my best to like live, the best I could as far as like the food and, sticking with my like holistic diet and stuff like that. So anyway, after like all of this stress, it really like my body, started to physically react. So I mentioned to you how I was invited to go to this expat restaurant slash lounge bar where everyone was going to go and watch the Olympics. Because like I was telling you guys, there are a lot of expats that live and work here, from all over the world. So it's not like it's like I'm the only American or only person from the West, and it's not like Indonesia doesn't have experience with like foreigners and people working here. And there's a lot of oil here, a lot of coal and the banking industry and everything. So there's definitely like a large expat professional, base of people. So anyway, I was supposed to go down to this celebration, for the Olympics, and I was all excited. I'd been looking forward to this for a week. SKB had hated on it, didn't really want to give me information on the best way to get down there because, again, like Jakarta doesn't have a great public transportation system. I mean, it's like the equivalent of like Los Angeles, so it's like everybody drives, and then a lot of people have drivers, so if you don't have a driver, you just pretty much get around by taxis. Now, again, like the taxis are way more inexpensive than America. So again, physically, I just started to like kind of get like a stress cold, and my throat started bothering me, and I was like really tired and started feeling like run down, and like I was getting congested and all this stuff. So I think I woke up that Saturday, and that was the Saturday I was supposed to be going down to Kamang, which is like an expat hangout, and a lot of expats live there and everything. And my friend Diana, she had invited me to meet her down there, and so I woke up, and I mean, again, already I just wasn't even feeling, I was just like, I'm like feeling like depressed, and just kind of like, what the hell, And even though I really wanted to go and like meet people and be social, it's just like I was not feeling it. And then physically I wasn't feeling it. So I was just like, sent I think a message on Facebook or something to Diana, and I told her like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna be able to go and this and that. And then my freaking ATM card freezes up. Because I left, I didn't feel well, so I left my old apartment, not this apartment, left my old apartment, and I went to the ATM, and I remember I needed to like buy toilet paper, and I was gonna go to reflexology because I was, like I said, I wasn't feeling well, so I was like, well, maybe I'll get like a massage and some like reflexology or something, and I even was just gonna go like exercise and just like, just kind of, clear anything out and hopefully feel better. Go to the ATM, and it's like, oh, ATM, invalid, call your bank. Because, a lot of times, even though my bank knows I'm out the country, the security system will kick in, and then it will think, something fraudulent is going on, and it'll put a freeze on your card, and you got to call the bank, and then it just so happened, it was like right in the window of time where it was, still like 1 a.m. or something like in the States. I think it was like maybe like noon, 1 o'clock here, so it was like midnight in the States, and I, Occupy Wall Street. I got rid of my international, like Bank of America account, over a year ago. So I'm banking with like a smaller bank. So they're not open 24 hours. So then I would have to like wait another 8 hours, to be able to, or however long to even be able to reach the bank. So I mean, at this point, I'm just kind of like, what? It was like Murphy's Law. Like anything that could go wrong was going wrong, So anyway, I ended up going to the mall because my internet wasn't working at home. That was another thing. My internet wasn't working at home. My ATM wasn't working at home. Wasn't working. I wasn't physically feeling well. I couldn't sit in my apartment because it was just like grossing me. I was just like done and over this place. And then, so I went to Starbucks, and I ordered, something from Starbucks. And the reason I went to Starbucks is because Starbucks allows you to be able to be online for free for an hour, like cuts off, and you gotta like, re-up again. But I think they only allow you to be on there for 2 hours. So it wasn't even like I could just like zone out and be online for a few hours and just do some work, I was spent, and then physically I wasn't feeling well. So I just like put my sunglasses on, and I'm like sitting there, and like tears are just like streaming, down my face. I have these shades on, at my laptop. Like, just like, this is ridiculous, So then it just so happened that I went on Facebook, and I get this message from this woman named Lisa, who's from New Zealand. And we hadn't met in person yet. She has mutual friends. We both had mutual friends in California. That's how we became Facebook friends. Just so happened she lives in Jakarta. Anyway, she sent me an email, and then I replied back, and I was just like, oh, hey, because it's like I was so tired of kind of, when I would talk to these people, it's like I would always have something like negative, or just like, but it was true. It was just like what was happening. So just kind of like, hey, ATM card doesn't work, not feeling well, just kind of like, it's just, this day sucks. And, and I told her, I was just like, I think I'm just going to get some reflexology and then go and just rest. Because I knew that's what it was. I just needed to, like, rest because I was under, like, all this stress and pressure. Anyway, she sends me a message back, and she says, why don't you just come over to my house? And it was so weird because she was one of the people who I was, like, looking forward to meeting, when I first got here and everything. And it was like my mind was so cloudy and just so like everything was jumbled, and it was just kind of all this stuff had been happening, like, again for the last few weeks. And the thing about it, like I said in a previous video, I have been going at record speed since probably really end of March, early April. Like whenever I first started on this whole path of like getting certified to even be able to teach English, and then to finding opportunities, and then to like shutting down the U.S. life, planning to come over here, coming over here, going through all this drama. And I remember when I was in California, I had said to one of my friends, I said, I wonder when, I wonder how long it's going to be until when I like really have a time to like really rest, because it was like boom, 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 with planning the move. So, it wasn't just the last few weeks. It was like this whole, this last few months and everything. So anyway, it's like I didn't even think to contact her. And I knew she was someone that I could contact. And it was like I said, I was so clouded. So she just said, why don't you come to my place? And that's when I said, well, look, I don't even have enough cash, to be able to do that because of my ATM card, and maybe tomorrow, maybe another day. And she just said, look, get in a cab. I'm going to give you my address. Come here and just, spend a day or two, and you can like crash at, me and my family's house. And I was so grateful. I mean, it was a miracle, honestly. I mean, she just literally like plucked me, boom, out of that situation to give me an opportunity to kind of just step back and, stop and think about what was happening. And yeah, thank God for the Kiwis. My little New Zealand Kiwis. They're the beast Eva. That's my little New Zealand accent impression. All right.